Hey everybody. So I started recording vlog 4 and I was just having a little trouble with it. I just couldn't get the flow going. And so I was talking with a friend of mine, Bryan, and he reminded me of something I had forgotten and the reason why I started this vlog, which was to keep it fun and to keep it simple and just be part of the journey. So I'm planning a trip to Southern California this coming weekend and I want to take some pictures. But as you can see from this table, I got a little overwhelmed in the technical. I have a few cameras here. What you didn't see was a few lenses here, and a lot more gear that I probably don't need for the trip that I'm going on this time. But planning isn't all bad. So I took some time, I wrote down some shots that I want to take based on the route we're driving. It's always a good idea to have a loose plan on where you're going and some ideas of what you might want to shoot in those areas, but not to the point of you need to be there at 10 a.m. on Thursday and then at 2 p.m. you're going to be at this location, and all of a sudden you're getting caught up in this technical part and the fun of it has just disappeared. And so I revisited my list that I've written. I've got 13 pictures here that I want to take, but if I don't get to all of them, that's fine. There's going to be other trips, and I'll be able to go down there again. I also realized another reason for starting this vlog was just to re-inspire and re-motivate my passion for photography. Everything from taking the picture to post-processing it to getting it online and sharing it with others. And I started to think that maybe I'm losing a little bit of that. And so this weekend I actually slowed myself down a little bit and I returned to something that I never really thought I'd do again. But I took out my Nifty 50, which is a 50mm prime Nikon lens, and put it on my Z5 with the FTZ adapter. And while I was out and around over the weekend, I just started shooting with it, and I wanted to see the pictures I was getting on a 50 prime. What's so interesting about using prime lenses is that it's a fixed focal length. You have to be the human zoom. You have to go up and be close and personal with the subject. And I think what it helped me realize is what I had forgotten by using a all-in-one style lens like this Z24-200. This lens makes it really easy to take pictures up close or really far away, but it does take a little bit of, I think, the fun out of shooting. And for me, what this lens is convenience, because when I first started all of this, I shot just with a little point and shoot camera, this guy right here, which is a Canon ELPH 370Z. This is an Advantex camera, film, and this is what re-inspired all my photography and got me to where I am today on this Nikon Z5. So I think it's important to remember the roots of where you came from and why you shoot. And that's what the 50mm prime reminded me of. Kept it simple and made it fun. So I want to thank my good friend Bryan Lewis. In fact, you can go check out his EP, I Think I've Got It, which is out on Apple Music. I have put the link to that in the description below, so please check his stuff out. So the takeaway here is don't get into the technical, which is overthinking things, like I originally started doing with this whole trip, and don't set expectations for yourself. And what I mean by that is my shot list. Yes, I have a list of 13 places I'd love to take pictures of that are going from Carson City, Nevada to Las Vegas, Nevada, down to Palm Springs, California. But if I don't get to them, no harm done. Might get to them on the way back. I might not get to them at all this trip. So the technical will lead to expectations. And that is the one thing you don't want to happen. Because whether it's an expectation of being somewhere at a certain time and missing it, or whether it's an expectation of something looking a certain way and it doesn't look like that anymore, or an expectation of envisioning a photo and then getting back to post in Lightroom and realizing you completely missed it by 5 feet. And so really you don't want to set any expectations for one. And the other thing that happens with these expectations is that they'll lead to disappointments. And what's the problem with disappointments is that it will unmotivate you. And next you know, you're not picking up your camera. You're not going on trips to take pictures. You're not post-processing and sharing with your friends. And so that is why Bryan's advice to me, make it fun, keep it simple, is so important. So I challenge you to go out there, grab your camera, keep it simple, and make it fun. All right, we'll see you next time.